Omar Ta Satt, greetings to you, Highlight. Welcome to my Lightworker channel. Welcome to the new earth. You can't see it on the outside yet and are waiting for the extraterrestrials to actively show themselves or for you to be able to see clear signs on the outside. Are you waiting for signs that your efforts as a Lightworker are actually beginning to show results? Then please let me show you that the new, much desired galactic age is already upon us and active. Come with me, I will show you. For I myself am already living in the new world, and I'm happy to show you how you too can enter the new era if you need help. I will help you to open your clairvoyant, clairsentient and clairaudient gifts within yourself if you wish. Today, you will experience sacred geometry. Why do I say you will experience it and you will feel it? Oh well, I don't channel directly, at least not most of the time. No, you experience adventures with me, straight from reality. We leave the illusion behind and immerse ourselves in magical worlds that seem invisible but can be made visible through other perspectives. I'm not talking about your physical eyes. I am talking about looking through your heart. And that's how you ended up with me today, because you are obviously very interested in sacred geometry. What do you think if we could approach it, feel it, touch it, and experience it from the Pleiadian perspective? Well, then please follow me into a new adventure. I will take you out of the illusion of dense 3D matter and beam you to galactic worlds and the new time that has long been active. But before we begin our adventure, I must tell you a little story, in case we don't know each other yet. My name is Bella Isis Mitchell, and I am the author of the magical and globally unique book series, Take Courage, Lightworkers Take Heart, My Life Among Aliens. You can find it on Amazon. Please follow me on my author page on Amazon to keep up to date with the latest publications. There are many extremely magical and extremely galactic projects to come. If you are interested in my books, I would just like to point out that you should read them in order. Otherwise, various extraterrestrial updates, initiations, or magical events may not be possible at all, or not to their full extent. It's also a magical story that builds bit by bit, otherwise you won't even know what's going on, so please always read in order to experience the full magic. My books are as alive as the contributions you can listen to on my YouTube channel. It is possible that you will sense and feel things, that beings will be called to you, or that you will experience miracles and living magic. If you have ever dreamt of living like Harry Potter or walking up in enchanted Disney films, then you have come to the right place. I just want to say a few words about myself, and then I will take you to galactic worlds. An introduction is necessary. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to fully understand the following adventure if I didn't give you a brief introduction. I myself am not exactly human. No, I am a Pleiadian. Yes, I'm not from Earth. My origin is in the Pleiadian star cluster and is 444 light years away from Earth. But this distance doesn't stop my galactic family from visiting me on planet Earth every day, because I am already living in the new world, and I will take you there. You won't believe this, but the beings of my tribe resemble the wonderful characters of a very popular film. I'm talking about the legendary film Avatar. There are only a few minimal differences that separate us from the images on the big screen. Our eyes look more human and we have 5 fingers on each hand, not 4. Otherwise, we look very much like the creatures. As a Pleiadian, I have deep, black, very long hair, which I usually braid into pigtails or even dreadlocks. Most of the time, I also have pretty colored beads in my hair, sometimes feathers when I feel like wearing them, but I really like to incorporate beads. I really like that. As a Pleiadian, I really enjoy that. I also have a tail. I need it to climb trees and keep my balance. My body type is rather thin but athletic. I am also quite flat at the top of my chest, which is normal for my species. As a Pleiadian, I live in the cosmic consciousness of the 7th dimension, and through this highly spiritual way of life, I'm telepathically connected with all the animals, the trees we have at home, the plants, the flowers, the water. I can connect with all the elements. I am in a cosmic connection with the source of all being, and I'm very intensely connected with the planetary soul. All Pleiadians are like this in my home. To give you an understanding or explanation of this, I can compare it again with the film Avatar. For us, our planetary soul is like Ava from the movie. But this divine is in all that is. We don't have just one tree that we are completely connected to. No, as I said, we are connected to everything. But for us, the planetary soul is like Ava from the movie. On the Pleiades, we have many sacred or initiated places that are very powerful and magical. Today you can hear a message from my galactic mother. She almost looks like Neytiri from the film Avatar. The similarities are very striking indeed. Today this Pleiadian message is about experiencing sacred geometry with all your senses, because ultimately sacred geometry is embedded in so many forms. You can always find divine forms and patterns in nature, but today our focus is on the flower of life. Did you know that our Earth is covered with this pattern? It is the pattern of ley lines that intersect at certain points on the Earth, marking sacred or important points. Trees or sacred sites, important artifacts, or even pyramids stand at the important points on the ley lines to channel their powerful force into the interior of the planet, or to direct energies from the cosmos into the interior. The ley lines are maintained by dragons, among others, but you are welcome to get to know this more directly in the following post. It is called Dragon's Teamwork Advanced Course for Elements, and there you will be introduced to the ley lines more directly, but you can also find out more in the first unit of our Magical Dragon University. I will include more information in the video description if you are interested in finding out more about dragons and ley lines. Our Earth is surrounded by this divine and golden glittering net. I myself am clairvoyant and can actively perceive it, feel it, but also see it visually. Then there is the net that stretches across our globe. This is at extremely great heights, far, far above the Earth. But I can also see it with my psychic abilities. It also forms a shield, so to speak, against intruders. When people lived more in illusion and were spiritually asleep, it was sometimes severely damaged, but recently, with the awakening of people, it has been strengthened and kept intact, among other things by massive help from the cosmos. It has its power, but always needs to be maintained by cosmic beings, but lightworkers can also actively strengthen it. This is sometimes important to ward off uninvited cosmic visitors. The more stable our protective net in the form of the flower of life is, the better it is for all of us. But there are also lightworkers who have incarnated on Earth to maintain the web, to weave in new threads, to embed new light, to clean it, to maintain it, and to constantly reactivate it. Yes, perhaps you are one of them. I am a lightworker myself, and I see exactly what I have to repair or maintain on the web, although it is not one of my primary tasks as a lightworker. I do occasionally think about energizing, maintaining, recharging, or repairing the net. The more people who are supportive or at least send positive or empowering words to the network, the more it serves the common good of all existence. And that's good and right. I would like to point out at this point that Kryon, who will also be embedding his energy here, is also tasked with continually aligning the grid with the light. The being works with magnetic divine vibrations, and I am surprised that he has now joined in with the Pleiadians. By the way, I can see him in my house right now. He appears to me as an angel, but without wings, in a long dress or a floor-length long-sleeved tunic, in a dark blue or dark purple shade. The fabric is very silky and loose, really beautiful to look at. Kryon appears to me with long straight hazel brown hair falling loosely over his shoulders. His face is that of an angel, simply flawless and beautiful, to show you that we are all already living in reality, in the new age that we so long for. You can feel a very intense, tingling touch on your right hand at this moment. Feel. That was Kryon. He is in your house, and he wants to enrich and support our contribution with his angelic, high vibrational, divine magnetic vibration. For that, we can be eternally grateful. Note that Kryon is in your home. He is your guest. Please receive this galactic and powerful being with the utmost mindfulness and gratitude. He will be addressing words to us as well as the Pleiadians, but more of that later. Kryon kindly gestures for me to continue with my explanation. In fact, there is only one point missing to complete the brief and summary explanation of the form of the flower of life. The topic is of course much broader and more complex, but it's about the basics. And it's about giving you an adventure in reality. As you all know, we are all connected. If you were to connect the planets of our universe with threads and see everything from an elevated perspective, you would get the shape of the flower of life. Other universes are connected in turn to form the flower of life. Everything forms in a pattern and find its deepest connection in the center of the eye, in the divine source itself. The divine source itself pulsates in such tones that in its vibration it forms the line 8, the lemniscate. Throughout the universe, on every star, on every planet, there are sacred geometric forms. Lemniscate from the eye of all being pulsates throughout the universe and into other universes. From the eye, in turn, flow other forms, sounds, structures, patterns, and vibrations, sparkling in colors that our human eyes cannot yet see or even perceive. We are talking about colors and color mixtures that our human eye cannot even take in, because these structures can only be perceived with an extremely high level of consciousness. Mandalas have a calming effect on people, and this is partly due to the effect that some people indirectly remember that such symbols flow in abundance from the divine center, go through the whole universe, but have their greatest and most magnetic strength directly near the center. But there are different perspectives on this, and different star people perceive it differently. Many truths form the greater whole here, and all perspectives are allowed to unite. I also feel the Arcturians very present in my spoken words. With their heightened consciousness, they are exploring the entrance to the source, but none of the sublime beings are able to enter the innermost and most sacred. What lies within is known only to the source itself and all that is in and with it. It is a sacred mystery, but I'm just hearing from the divine source that we will be granted an adventure to touch a small spark of the center. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to hold more than a very tiny spark of the true itself in our human bodies, because our system is not designed for such vibrations. We can't take it. The source certainly feeds its luminous and powerful energy and also the prana or chi throughout the universe to nourish all modes of being. But the center of holiness itself cannot be compared to that. Prana or chi is the essence of divinity that nourishes all the forms of existence. It is spiritual nourishment or nourishment of light. However, it is not possible for us humans to feed on it alone. Please eat healthy and varied food. This is necessary to live in the new age. But I talk about this in the initiation in the first part of my written magical books. There you can find an explanation what exactly you should change or consider to be able to live in your body in the new age. I explicitly dissociate myself from all recommendations that people can only live through light. For legal reasons alone, I cannot take responsibility for this. I personally don't want to, and I can't. Even as a Pleiadian, I eat fruit and vegetables. In my home country, I am a vegetarian. I also describe in my books often what other cosmic beings are eating. It is important to have a varied and healthy diet. Water is also very important, but I have to take responsibility for myself and start eating healthier again. This is partly related to a story I'm experiencing on my soul path right now, and so things are different than I would have imagined. But let's get back to the main point. Essentially, I have now briefly summarized the significance and frequency of the flower of life throughout the universe and how everything is connected through sacred geometric shapes. I am currently receiving information that warlike planets have severed their connection to these strands, and also here on planet Earth the access points had to be reactivated after the darkness and gloom had given away, to the point where we humans as a collective decided at a point in our development that there was no way forward. We had a choice: destruction or ascension. We chose the second, for which I am eternally grateful. When I incarnated over 37 human years ago, it was not foreseeable whether humanity would even be able to change its collective mindset. My soul contract included many points, such as how I would be taken home or how I would die if humanity did not achieve ascension. I currently dread this information. Oh wow, it's terrible to think about, but I signed the soul contract anyway. And you are brave too, because even for most of you, the people who are listening to my words now, it was not foreseeable that ascension would be successful. But there was a turning point, which was mainly announced around 2012. We are all working tirelessly and bravely to manifest the new world. And so you have landed with me today to experience new ways of looking at things. Yes, to experience, for you are about to feel magic. I feel I have said all I wanted to say, and I allow myself to invite the entities to speak to you. I feel that Kryon is opening up the sublime realms of sacred divine geometry to explain it from his perspective and point of view. I'm very excited because I've never been in such intense contact with Kryon. We have certainly met before, including through celestial peace projects between worlds, I'm told, but I have never had such a direct and extended visit from him on Earth in this incarnation. I am very, very, very excited. Kryon is speaking through me now. Beloved being, who you were placed in a human body and sent into the world to do great things. You came to Earth to save it with your light, to enrich it, and to reconnect it with the omnipresence. Feel my heavenly blessings that I am spreading in your home, and feel myself as I am actually standing next to you. Feel the inner peace I radiate. Feel the magnetic ray connecting with yours and catapulting you into higher spheres. You luminous souls, all of you who have come to Earth to serve the light, let me tell you that we are all with you in your actions and are in awe of your strength and perseverance. These times are demanding of you. You need a lot of energy and strength. And so I speak to you now to unite you with the celestial powers and strengthen yours. With the powers of magnetism, I draw you closer to the celestial realm and pull you out of the darkness if you wish. It is possible for me to connect you even more intensely with us, to lift you a little in your actions, so that you do not have to carry the whole burden alone. It is my desire to offer you this very heavenly gift. To do this, I will embrace your luminous light bodies. We will become one. I will embed celestial forces and crystal bodies and particles into your luminous bodies, provide you with a protective shield. There are diamond-colored crystalline particles of truth itself, and they are increasingly shielding you from the dense dark energies. This is my gift. If you wish, with your free consent, I can work with you afterwards. I have now consulted with the Pleiadian mother of Bala Isis and can offer to work with you first. To this end, the messenger, our esteemed light of peace on earth, will play the music for you so that I may work with you. Once the music has finished, I will withdraw to my spheres and allow the Pleiadian vibrations to take over, so that the Pleiadians can also offer their way of being and observing. If it is your wish that your light body be strengthened and empowered by diamond-colored crystalline celestial particles to allow the energies of the new age to enter, please stay with me and listen to my magnetic chants from the depth of truth. Listen to my sounds from the primordial being itself. Listen to my vibrations that flow from bliss itself. And so I say to you, let us work now, if that is your wish and your will. Oh, thank you, dear Kryon. Thank you for this heavenly gift and the divine chants and words that you have transmitted. With strengthened light bodies, we can better endure this nerve-wracking time and move forward with much courage. For this, I am infinitely grateful. Dear Lightworkers, please also thank this celestial and supremely galactic being. He is still with me in my house, caressing my face again. He touches my chin. Oh, thank you, Kryon. Thank you so much. My light is with you. The energy of peace is with us. Anasha. Kryon bows his head in mutual respect and now withdraws to his realms. Namaste, dear Kryon, namaste. I love you immeasurably. May your light continue to guide us in our ascension. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I can move on to the Pleiadians. I'm very curious to hear what my mother is going to say to you now. Please, dear mom, what would you like to say? Dear daughter, dear child, you have just telepathically heard my motherly advice, and I ask you to listen to this well-meant tip. You should drink more. Coffee is not good for your system. You too, dear listeners, please remember to drink enough water or unsweetened tea. You need healthy human bodies that can withstand and carry the vibrations of the new age. Only well-nourished and cared for bodies can carry you into the new times. Belle, please get some water first, then I will continue. You, dear listeners, are also welcome to pause at this point and get a glass of water, as some of your water is contaminated or heavily polluted, including hormones or heavy metals, but also drug residues in the water. I am offering you all a unique gift. I can purify your water so that you find no residue in its contents. I can use Pleiadian vibrations to break down any dark foreign structures and neutralize them with light. At home, that isn't necessary as we only find clean, pure water, but here in your sphere it is essential to purify the water as it is sometimes poisoned, heavily contaminated or impure. So I ask you all, if you wish to get a glass of water, I will neutralize your water, but please do not take this gift for granted. It is you yourselves who can change many things on the outside to cleanse everything in your environment that you have carelessly polluted and contaminated. It is a gift from the Pleiadian ranks to bring you even closer to the Golden Age and to show you how closely we are working with you humans to allow new things to move in. I will now give you a moment to pause and get a glass of water. Please choose a vessel without any print or inscription if possible, as this can affect the vibrational frequency. Also choose a glass or earthenware container, but definitely not plastic. It should be as pure as possible to bring you a miracle. I will now give you time. How wonderful to have you with me again. As I speak to you, I am neutralizing the water and enriching it with Pleiadian frequencies and the sacred energy of the flower of life, which connects you to all modes of being. I am also programming this message so that you will receive an energy update from the flower of life afterwards. This will strengthen your sense of connection to all that is. Belle feels what I mean right now, as she knows this from her home in the Pleiades. Everything is connected. It is a sacred cycle of all creatures, animals, and other forms of being. All plants, mushrooms, even bacteria, everything is connected. There are benevolent bacteria, and we value them as much as we value large creatures. Their physical size has absolutely nothing to do with their inner size. We can also communicate with bacteria. They are as much a part of the sacred cycle as you are. And now, I would like to tell you what I have planned for you. As with our esteemed visitor Kryon, we will remain in such a way that you will only be able to hear music afterwards. During this time, the programmed process will be activated and you will be connected to the cosmic and sacred forms of the flower of life. You can bath in her vibration, oscillations and sounds and nourish your soul in structures that it is already crying out for, sometimes desperately. For you have forgotten how to connect with these structures. Your gifts need to awaken more fully first, so that you can do it for yourself. My daughter is already able to do this on her own, but I offer her the opportunity to join our energy meditation to bath in familiar peaceful patterns. You will be connected, linked, and, if necessary, reconnected if your strands have become loose. If they are loose or in need of minor repair, this update will also correct them. Neither my daughter nor I will speak to you then, for you are to allow only the vibrations of truth to work. It would also be good not to get involved in earthly activities again and suppress all magic immediately, for you are always busy. I advise you to take your time. Feel the new time, feel the golden aura of your Earth Mother, feel the golden time that is already around you. If you are always busy, do not complain that you can only see and perceive the same old things on the outside. Now, feel Pleiadian and for some of you familiar vibrational frequencies that will cleanse your system and calm your ego before you are connected to the sacred structures. Feel alien yet familiar energies. Remember, dear one,